So I just put my camera on a gimbal, put a microphone on. I was just walking around. I'm like, hey, do you have a second? Like, I'm working with Summer Smash. Like,
Not I'm working with Summer Smash.
I was like, go full time with your job, with your LP shit. And I was like, oh, but like this, and that. And then she's like, oh, but like, it's like, really? Because, I mean, you're making a little bit of money off of it, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
Shout out to his lady. So
Shout
now
out
you're
to
doing
him.
it full time?
So now I'm doing it completely full time.
Yeah.
Like,
Book LP.
but hey, you know, that's Chicago's culture, but I want this to be low key, not no selfish way.
No,
I
you
really
did,
want it to
you
be
did.
the LP, like
Yeah.
the LP way.
What's up, everybody? I'm James.
I'm Marcellus.
And welcome to another episode of Issa Kickback.
What's happening?
Hey, this week we're kicking it with my homeboy LP.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Going on, man?
Hey, so with that said, y'all know how we get down. We got to kick it off with the vibe check, and I'm pretty sure I'm up, right?
Yeah, it's on you this time, bro.
All right. So look, check this out. Everything you need is already within you. The only thing stopping you are the blockages you've created. Fear, doubt, and attachment to what doesn't serve you.
Most definitely.
It gets deep. It gets
Most
deep.
definitely.
LP, kick it off, man. When you hear that, what kind of comes to mind?
Honestly, it just comes to mind that it's kind of everyone's biggest excuse. You know,
Mhm.
they're always like, I can't. Bro, the first word you're saying is I can't do it. You know, that's your first blockage. And it's kind of sad. You know, hearing people say that when truly you can really do whatever. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's something I dealt with personally for years. Just self-doubt, self-fear. And all it is, you just got to take that first step and just do it.
Facts.
Make that first move, shoot that first shot, whatever you want to put, you know, just go for it. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
One thing stopping you is you. So, yeah. I'm with that.
And y'all know I preach that. That is I hear why Quincy, why this, you would be going crazy if you was here, but it's just like, because I know I can make this happen, you know, and I have. And so I feel like,
I mean, look what we're doing now.
yeah, we're in Chicago with it. Other
In here.
reboot.
Come on now.
Bro.
And it's crazy.
Less
but
than a year in.
yeah, come on. And it's dope to have those relationships and be able to do that kind of thing. So thank y'all for hosting us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It's definitely
Appreciate it.
appreciated. But with that said, LP, man, let's get into it, man. Because they've seen you at the shows. They see you working. I know they stop and talk to you, man.
Yeah.
So LP, what's to you, man?
Well, I'm a videographer. No photographer though. I don't do no photos. Unfortunately,
Yeah, let them
Nah,
know.
you be going crazy. There's a lot of compliments out there for the photos.
I know.
You
But
just sitting there talking about I can't. Look at them
Look,
already.
look, you hear?
Already.
You hear?
but I'm a videographer mainly. I do 3D. I'm also a director. Slowly getting into the gaffing scene of things, like with lighting and everything.
Word.
Okay.
So yeah, and I've just mainly been working in Chicago. Shout out to Quincy. That's like the only other place I've really driven out to multiple times.
So far.
So far. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so far.
For sure.
But that's mainly what I've been doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Hey, holding it down. You got Quincy artists coming up here getting that
Oh
work.
yeah, Tevin.
Yeah.
Can I shout out people like that?
Yeah.
Go for
All
it.
right.
Plug your shit.
Yeah, for real. That's your clientele. You might as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no. Tevin, I've worked with Tevin from down there. Tevin Jordan, Kamari. I've worked with AB a little bit on some things.
Yeah.
For sure.
Soon Motion Plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of Quincy people. Like I
had
really
that-
fuck with the Quincy.
You got
people.
that NMG connect going. like-
NMG. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just dropped a dope Independent Baby. Yeah, so it's a lot of love for Quincy.
That's what's up, man.
And if you haven't tapped in, tap in with them.
Yeah, I be plugging Quincy up here. They're like, "Where's Quincy?" I'm like, "You don't know where Quincy is?" Nah. But I always bring it up though.
That's what they do.
I've
Yeah.
been bringing it up. Yeah.
For sure.
Gratitude. So what really kicked this off for you, man? What kind of got this fire lit on for you for videography?
Honestly, it was just really being able to be creative and have a vision, for people. And like, a lot of people struggle with, they're like, I met a lot of artists and just like, even like, podcasters, people do interviews like, oh, how can I make this like dope? What can I do differently?
Right.
And I always had ideas, like big ideas, but I could never push them. I never had the platform to push them, and like no one would like in a way take me seriously in the
Word.
beginning.
Yeah.
And I knew I had it. I knew I had these ideas, and I just was like, man, like if people are gonna take me seriously, I need to take myself seriously. So
For
I
sure.
just like started like going at it. The longer story though is me and my homies, like they all were producers
Mhm.
and they were making beats on FL, and I was like, oh bro, like let me see about these beats or getting on the beat, rapping or something. LP cannot. Maybe I know I'm saying a lot. Maybe you can, but I can rap, bro. Like I don't got a flow.
Becker started rapping.
Really?
Yeah, me and Becker were rappers.
Really,
That's fire.
James? You're a rapper.
Yeah,
So you can drop a bar right now if you
I
really
got that
wanted
shit
to.
on me at all times.
No, you
We got
gotta look him
audio.
up.
We got audio.
Just James, you better tap in.
Dude,
bro.
I might have to tap in now.
Yeah.
I might have to go back, but
yeah,
all my homies, all producers, and I just was like, man, like, I don't think I can like do this music stuff really. And like my homie had a camera, and I was just like, oh, bro, like let me start, kind of vlogging or just like recording you guys producers. Like let's make some like home videos kind of thing.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
all the homies. And then it went from that to like one of our like friends was like, oh, like I have someone from Texas that I know. Shout out Lil Rob.
where
He was like he came like for a weekend, and I was like, oh, like I'm into this video stuff, like kind of like let's do a music video or whatnot. And like then I shot my first music video then, and then since then I've just been, I've kind of fell in love with like coming up with everything.
yeah, that's
Right.
crazy. So I found you like right, or I discovered you right when you were just kicking it off.
No, James, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this. Literally, bro, so many times. Like James, I just want to say, guys, James is a super smart guy, knows what you want, and like, bro, I'm super appreciative of you even giving me like the room to really try. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people, like I said, they were shutting me down. You know what I'm saying? Every trial, oh, like, are you interested? Like, I just want to practice, do this. Bro, they didn't even let me practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the
Yeah.
hell, bro?
Mm.
Like, I get it though, but James, you're the first one to really actually be like, I'm gonna take a chance on this guy,
Yeah,
and like let's see what happens.
Shout out to
So,
James.
just started off with you, bro, with
All
the
right.
Joel Stevenson
Yeah.
recap. That was like my first official, if you will, like official thing that I did. Like that wasn't for me or my homies.
How
Yeah.
did you hear about him?
so that's actually a funnier story, because as y'all know, Becker was my go-to videographer. He did all my edits, did all my recaps.
Right.
If I needed work done, it was sent to him. But when he left for LA, his plate got full. Like when he says it's a freelance gig, no, that is your full time. You know what you're doing tomorrow.
For sure.
You just don't know when you're done doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, I got to find a videographer. I tried Fiverr, and I'm like, y'all not hitting it.
Right.
I can communicate as much as possible, and y'all are still not getting it. And so LP had hit me up, and he actually reminded me of this, but he did my recap for Joel's
Right.
EP release party. Now, with that, it kind of came from, okay, that's dope. I'm talking to Becker. I'm like, what do you think of this? And I was like, I need a videographer. You're too busy, right?
Yeah.
And now Becker did a lot of my stuff free or discounted. So to pay a videographer, that's an extra expense that I ain't have. And I really ain't have it I couldn't afford the expense really.
Right.
So Becker's on tour with Niles Absent and Deuce Flame. LP is a supporter of Deuce Flame, and he was going to shoot for Deuce that same night. Becker was shooting for Niles in the city.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's crazy because me and Becker had a conversation where I mentioned your name, and then you guys met, and you brought me up to him.
Bro, so crazy.
Yeah,
So crazy.
and so from there, me and Becker was like, "Oh, I met LP." I was like, "How did you meet him?" And then from there, me and LP had a conversation about the night, and I had a really in-depth conversation with Becker because the next thing was we were going to Drip Fest, and I needed content for my guys, right? Because Futuristic was headlining, so it was a big deal to we're from Quincy.
It was a big deal. It was.
So it was a big deal. And so I'm asking Becker, and like I said, this is an investment. This is an expense I really can't afford to just have for just anybody.
Right.
I was like, is he gonna work or is he gonna bullshit? And like Becker just put me on game. He's like, nah, he works his ass off, bro. You got one.
Yeah.
And Becker was like, nah, bro, I wouldn't even mess with nobody else right now. So just work with him. So
The power of word of mouth. That's what's up.
Insane.
for real,
Insane.
because as much gratitude as you have for me, I have for you because you make me look good as fuck. As when I say, hey, LP shooting the show, like if y'all want some content, get some work, you come every time, you do the interviews. Like the interviews went crazy. Like you say you don't think you could do photography. Bro, I got more compliments on those photos. Like the thing about the artists where I'm from, they don't have quality. Like you talk bad on your you talk down on your photography, but you went crazy. Like I'm seeing it as their profile pictures. Like it's their most like photo when they post it and things like that. And
For
other people
real.
are like, who
For
shot
real.
that?
For real.
I'm like, oh yeah, LP does that stuff. So
Well,
when
so-
you say
so
you don't do
sure.
photography, you might not have those
Damn.
sessions. You might not do
Yeah.
specific sessions, but
Yeah.
no, bro, like you opened up you helped me build my community. Because
Yeah,
there's
I
people who are
appreciate
like considering stopping through Quincy for tours now. Because I can fill 100 cap with no name. Now they're hitting me up to come fill these 250 caps.
Yeah.
And it's because you make me look good as fuck when you come out there.
I mean, bro, it just needed to be shown. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like, you do your work, bro. Amazing.
All right, so we went through our history and kind of how we met, man. So I'm very curious. Like, being in Chicago, what was your influence? Like, who really inspired you to go outside of picking up the camera yourself? But what was it?
Honestly, I was really, really inspired by like Cole Bennett.
Oh,
a lot of
word.
the videos he did. And I was really into the 3D too, the 3D aspect. And when I saw his videos, I always saw like a story, you know, like
Yeah.
he actually cared about that.
Yeah.
And then like I'd see other people's music videos, and I'm not bashing on anybody's like style or
For sure.
anything, you know. But I see other people's videos and like it was more effect focused than shot focused. And
That's a
so
bar.
I remember
It really
seeing that.
is. Sorry.
I remember seeing that like early on. I was just like, oh, like that's like, you know, that is really cool, and I love like all the effects, like, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just, I really love the way that he like, all right, this is the scene, this is the angle, and like we don't even need effects to make this shit look dope. You know,
Yeah.
we just
Speaking
make
like a
it
true
dope.
director, that's fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate
That's
that.
fire.
No.
But yeah, that's what really like got me going, influence, and then, you know, just some movies here and there, like how they shot it and everything. But
Yeah. Now, do you think like being in Chicago, do you kind of the city's culture affect how you shoot?
Honestly, I really try like not to do it. To be 100% honest, like the culture in Chicago, you know, that's Chicago's culture, but I want this to be low key, not in no selfish way.
No,
I
you
really
good,
want it to
you
be
good.
the LP, like the
Yeah.
LP way. And you know, a lot of people in Chicago, they have great music videos, a lot of drill and stuff. But I just want to, you know, I want to focus on telling the story, making it, you know, meaningful in a way. Like people see that, like, oh, the reason why he shot it like this was because of that.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I was gonna ask, when approaching a video or a song, do you like listen to the song first and then like write out a video concept, or like, how do you approach every video?
So normally I play the song first, and I just like play it at least like 1, 2, 3 times, and then I just start writing whatever comes to my head. Like if I have like, okay, this song makes me feel like this, and then I see like an elephant become a whale, and the whale jump into the sky, and the sky, you know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of random shit, but I just write it all down,
Right.
and then I re-listen to it again, and then I'm like, okay, this idea is a little too much, get it out. It's like, okay, I like this, I'm gonna keep this, and then I really just try to come up with the main storyline that I can follow through the video.
For sure.
So with that though, how does like your creativity kind of bash with the artist? So we spoke to Becker about like the pre-production steps, and that kind of reminds me of that. So when it comes to what the artist wants, things like that, how do you handle those conversations, and how much input do they allow you usually?
So normally, like, and this is the beautiful thing about it too, is like when you start moving in a certain way, people will automatically follow, you know? So like when I'm doing my stuff, I really focus on my creativity, you know. I focus on like, I want to make this as creative as possible. And since I've done that with my other like clients and people I've worked with, the people who are coming to me, they're coming to me because of the creativity.
They want that LP effect.
Want the LP effect, yeah. So, I mean, but to answer your question though, there are many times where they're like, hey, I have this idea and this vision, like, can you help me? And basically I use it like a structure, you know.
Word.
I get their vision, they want this, this, and this.
Yeah.
and then I just align like the scenes with the story that we can come up with, and just come up with different angles. So
Has there ever been a time where like the two businesses didn't match?
there's been some times where it was like that, and it was kind of like upsetting for me because
Yeah.
like I was like, oh, I want to do this, and they're like, hey man, I honestly don't want nothing too crazy, and then I'm just like, damn, you know.
You don't see the vision. You
Don't
don't,
say- yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, when you're working with people, like that feeling of, wow, man, you got my vision how I wanted. Like you did exactly what I wanted. Like that's what I really want to go for. You
For
know,
sure.
Word.
For
if
sure.
they give me the room to
Mhm.
be like push the creativity, like hell yeah, I'm gonna take that room. But if you want me to slow back down, rework it a little bit, you know, that's my main priority.
For sure.
Word.
For sure.
So, what are some of the other challenges that come with like working with clients or even finding clients in that field? Because like you're in a major market, so I'm sure the competition's
Yeah.
like it's tough out here.
It is very tough, you know, and it's like there's always gonna be another videographer, and I think this can stem to a lot of different businesses, but you always had to think about that. There's always gonna be another 3D artist. There's always gonna be another person, and then you also gotta think about like there are people coming into the industry too.
Right.
So like there's just a bunch of people coming, and like if you focus too much on about oh my god,
Yeah.
then you get screwed over.
Yeah.
Because then in a way like you kind of fall into that same boat of the people coming in. You know, you gotta like kind of like put your foot down and like continue to be yourself. So how I normally do it is just like I know there's people coming, but like this is my style, like this is who I am, like, and if people want to work with me, like they're gonna see me for who I am, and you know they're gonna come and work.
So in that, do you find yourself branching out into like different genres or like different aspects, like a movie or like a commercial? Like, do you see yourself doing that in the future?
Yeah, 100%. I love shooting music videos and stuff, you know, but like it's kind of like there's only so much you can do in 3 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And like of course not every music video is gonna be 10, 15 minutes, but they're not there really.
I'm not watching a
visual,
10-minute
you
music video. That's
I can't
long.
tell you that. I think the last music video I watched was yours, so I don't.
Same.
Which one?
Buddies by the tall grass.
Jiggy Bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I don't really watch them.
Yeah,
so.
That's basically something I want to get into. Really, is just doing the film and making movies and stuff. I'd love to do that. And recently, I've been getting into some short films, and then also as well doing some business and like recap events.
So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For sure. Call out what he did for you.
Yeah. Exactly and that's why I told him because LP's one of my guys, so he's one of those people I check in with, and we map out goals for the year and things we want to go and reach for.
2025 checklist. This is one of them.
Yeah. I'm glad we're included on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
But so he was like, I really want to figure out how to get into the concert event, like recapping space. So you did that. You have that Lyrical Lemonade series where you were there with a vendor, but you got to like enjoy the festival, and kind of tell us about that, because you interviewed like some of the supporters that were there, not so much only the vendor space, but also at the festival itself inside. So kind of tell us about that.
So I was able to go to Summer Smash. Like, thank God I was able to get in last year.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a crazy thing because one of my good friends from high school, like, we stopped talking, and I remember I was like, oh, man, I want to go to Summer Smash.
Yeah.
And I was hitting up all these people, like getting turned down. Out of nowhere, like 2 days, I get a call, and this dude I haven't talked to in a while. He's like, hey man, like I see you do videos. Like, do you want to come to Summer Smash? And when he said that to me, I'm like, man, that's just too like aligned. You know, it was too like
the universe working.
Yeah, so I was able to go there, and I was able to actually bring my camera equipment because I was going as like a vendor, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I did social media for La Michoacana Premium. Shout out Hugo, bro. Appreciate you always, man. And so I was doing social media content, but then I also wanted, how am I gonna do this for also like mixing LP?
Yeah.
So I just put my camera on a gimbal, put a microphone on. I was just walking around like, hey, do you have a second? Like, I'm working with Summer Smash. Like,
I'm working with Summer Smash.
I was like, oh yeah, we're doing like whatever, interview Summer Smash, whatever.
That's fire though.
So
putting
You
yourself
got,
out
hey, you
there.
gotta
like,
find a way.
just to make people like more comfortable, because you know,
Yeah.
you come up with them in big camera, they're kind of just like, oh, what, like, who is this guy? What is he? I've never seen this dude.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta, hey, bro, I'm here with Summer Smash, making like, you know, Summer
Yeah.
Smash
Doing some
video.
BTS.
Yeah, so I just went around like talking to people, and then, you know, I had DJ Preem over there. I saw him. I did an interview with him. I did an interview with another big podcaster as well. And I'm saying interview, but it was like 5-second clips.
Yeah.
Really. But that's basically how I did the Summer
It
Smash.
seems like in such a short time we've done a lot of memorable moments. Is there any that like stick out in your head? That's like, wow, I captured that moment.
Oh, getting Chief Keef on my camcorder like at Summer Smash. Because Chief Keef doesn't come out here.
Yeah, that was like his
Oh,
first
I was
time
about
back
to
in the
say,
city.
First time back
yeah.
in like 14, 15 years. And I remember I'm like, oh my God, like I can't get him with a camera. I have to get this on my camcorder.
Right.
And so I literally like on tape, like I think I had 15 or like 10 minutes left on the tape.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my, like I need to save this for Chief Keef. And I remember telling Hugo, and I was like, dude, look, like I'm gonna work my ass off for these next 2 days and like into this third day. But when Chief Keef goes on, bro, like I love you, man, but you gotta let me go. Like, I was like, bro, you gotta let me go see Chief Keef. And he's like, you know what, dude? Like, he's like, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm super okay with that. Like, you know, whatever, bro. And so I just like, it got to that point. I had my camcorder out, just started recording Chief Keef, and I was like, damn, bro, like I'm gonna have this on tape till I die.
Especially
you know?
being from Chicago, so that's probably a big deal for you.
Yeah, and the Chief Keef was like one of the very first drill artists, you know, I really
Yeah.
started listening to. So yeah, it was a pretty big moment for me when I had like a fat ass smile the whole time. I was
Like a proud dad.
Proud dad, like I love you, man. But yeah, it was cool. I love that.
That's awesome.
That's what's up. So, all right. So tell us what a average, like you're getting ready to go shoot, let's say a video, or we could say with Summer Smash. How do you prep for that? Like, do you in your head know what you're getting yourself into, or are you just there? You know, you're taking all your equipment and figuring it out while you're there, or?
Yeah. So most of the time, I'm just always like really strict on planning. I'm like, we need to plan this out.
Right.
Because I mean, if the event or video is kind of a run and gun video, like, you know, you can't really get ready for that.
Yeah.
But like planning is just everything for me, you know, and like you need to kind of be ready because, and like, you know what, I think that's another thing that a lot of people can like, you know, I'm not out here trying to be like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, but you know, if you plan that, like, okay, like, hey, we're gonna be here for 2 hours, we're gonna get this shot, what do we need? And then I just make a list. I'm like, okay, I have my lights, I'm gonna bring batteries. This guy wanted to get a camcorder like VHS style. I'm gonna take my camcorder, you know, because it gets tiring, man, walking back and forth from the apartment like this. Boom, boom. Like one backpack on, like GVM lights, you know, just like all this, like, you know, so many people have seen me just one man army the whole, you know.
And I was gonna say, you are just one man, so like you're not there to waste time.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know, if I plan it, I save time, and I'm also like, in a way, kind of saving, you know, money too, because if I have like, I'm like, hey, I can only do this for 2 hours. I have another thing coming up.
Yeah.
Like, they know, and the client knows, is like, you know, out of respect. And of course, like, I had a little buffer hour, you know, if I
you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Got to.
If something's coming up later, I'm like, I always give like a 2 hour buffer.
Yeah.
So then I'm always just like, that's what I'm saying, I'm planning it out so I don't get, you know, kind of fucked over.
So speaking of a buffer hour, has there ever been like a moment on set or a behind the scenes moment where you're like, damn, I can't believe this happened, or something like that?
There are a couple.
Yeah, we got them.
There are a couple. I don't think I can say it though. I don't think I can say them. Yeah. There's been a couple of things that have been pretty crazy. I think this one thing I can say is I was shooting this video and I had my camera, my gimbal, and someone had a sword prop. They had a sword.
Oh, what?
And I was getting a shot of like them in the middle, and I was like moving around them.
Right.
And basically, as I'm going, like, and also I was like, if my camera or something broke, I would have been really, really upset. But since it didn't break, I was like, hey, like, you know, I'm chill. I mean, you know, if you didn't break it, bro, that's good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah. Let me chill out. Let me chill out.
You're right.
Talk your shit, because it'd be like that.
Yeah,
It'd be like that.
And like, and so I'm taking the shot, and then like she accidentally goes like this, and boom, like smacks the fuck out of my camera.
Damn.
And I just like say, I'm so sorry. And I was
Sorry,
about,
ain't gonna do it.
yeah, sorry, I ain't gonna do it. And I immediately, I'm like, whoa, and I check, and I'm like, everything's good. And then I was like, okay, you know, as long as it didn't break, you know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
all cooling. But I remember that was really, really upsetting. And then another time at one of these things at the NFL Cyphers,
Where
Right.
I had my gimbal, everything. We're about to shoot the cipher, about to start. It's quiet, and I go to pick up my gimbal with the there's a briefcase handle, and I
Right.
go to pick it up, and my gimbal just swing like slides off of it,
Oh.
and it's just quiet. So all you hear is just expensive equipment, dun, 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 dun. And everyone's like, yo, and I just was. I
please work.
sat for a second. I'm like, guys, just
Please
no.
work.
Yeah, I was like, no one saw that. But luckily, again, you know, I dodged another bullet. So.
Yeah.
But those are, you know, those all have to do with me. But you know,
Yeah.
so those I remember being pretty.
Damn, couple close calls there.
Look, I had an artist. So I got expensive microphones, $600 microphones. I had an artist. Instead of handing it to me, he dropped it, and it hit the stage, and it took everything in me not to hit him in his
Oh
fucking
yeah,
face.
bro. Yeah.
I know he was just blew by what the situation at that time, but he just looked at me and dropped it, and I was like, bro, that could pay your rent, bro. Like-
Yeah.
Quit fucking around.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think people realize how expensive equipment is.
Yeah.
And like I've even talked to you about leveling up my cameras, and I'm just like, nah, it's gonna be a minute. Like,
Yeah.
Shit,
Exactly.
I
It's
didn't
gonna-
realize how expensive it was
Yeah.
until starting this. So I definitely hear you there.
And I think a lot of people now that they're getting kind of like now that this is a more known industry and more people are getting into like video, people are starting to understand that like, bro, this is not your just iPhone, you know, like this
Right.
is like expensive equipment,
Yeah.
like extremely expensive. And you know, a lot of people kind of, oh, can I get, you know, a video for like $50? And I'm like, dude, like,
that don't even make
and then
sense.
and then my ass is still paying like I'm paying more than that $50 like a month, you know, to pay
Yeah.
off my stuff. I'm like, how do you think this is gonna work for me? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Yeah. So, but
And shit, in Chicago, $50 is that enough gas to go?
Is that enough gas?
I'm saying like, I digress.
Look, we filled up before we got to
Yeah, I
town.
was like,
y'all are
yo.
smart. You guys are smart for
Let's-
that.
let's
bro.
do that now.
It was
Super
still
smart.
3:15 when we stopped. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Nah,
Let me just
yeah.
fill it up right now.
You guys were on the way to seeing the numbers, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's
Going
one of
up.
the first things I noticed. It's like, damn, people just be driving.
Yeah, I went from
Bro,
260 to I think we passed like a 380 or
Yeah,
something. Like,
it was-
man,
it was-
Dude, there's
I
like
was
four.
on
There's some
$4 one.
415s. Like, there's
yeah,
some four,
I like
yeah.
my 260s.
Yeah, sorry.
All right,
We don't
just,
get a comment.
but we're talking about prices, man, and I kind of had this conversation with Becker. So you know, I'm trying to like just provide for my small community and my market. You know, provide them things that I can't have. You've assisted on that in a sense.
Mm.
The price is different, so I get a lot of pushback when I'm like, "Hey, I'm shooting $50 an hour."
Mm.
That to me, to get to in town and back to my house that's a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
You know, so to me that I can do that for $50.
Yeah.
I can go shoot an hour, $50, and I get a lot of pushback on that. So what's like one content session for you? Don't give me the exact number, just give me a range because I know there's a lot of variables with that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like it's really up to you and the artist and what you guys come up with and like how much you're giving, because in a way you got to think about yourself as, you know, because let me first start off like this. Like every client is really like, you know, it's another person you're working with, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me at least, like when I'm giving like people services and being like, hey, like you're my client, like you're my client, dude. Like
Yeah.
you're like in a way like you're my guy. Like if I'm coming there for you, I'm gonna make sure you get the video. I'm gonna make sure the service, like I'm gonna make sure you have a good time. Like we're not gonna be awkward, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like it's really what you guys come up with and are comfortable with doing.
So what's that starting price? Just give me a starting price.
With a starting price with just like reels, normally
a very basic, like they just need to show up with the camera.
uh
They already have it mapped out. Like there's no much pre-production.
Yeah.
Like
An
we just
easy
about-
day.
Yeah. What was that starting point for you?
I think it just really depends on like you. Like I have
He's
my
trying to
price.
be nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
be
know
nice.
it's tax. I know it's tax.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to be nice.
So I bring this up because I get a lot of pushback from my prices
Uh.
in my small market. Now Becker told me in LA they start at like 350,
Yeah.
and he was like, bro, I'm not leaving the house for less than that.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
pretty much
LA.
what's your leaving the house number? Okay, I'll go outside.
It's
to
like
do that.
it's like 150 is like the minimum, you know. And
Yeah.
like the reason why I'm so like kind of dodging the question
Dodging.
is I'm dodging, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like every videographer starts at a different level. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't expect someone who just starts out to be charging $300. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's not realistic.
Right.
And then you can't expect someone who's been in the game for like 5-10 years to be doing it for
Okay.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's one of those things that a lot of people are like, oh, what's the set number? What's the set price? What's the like? You can't put a number on it. It really depends on your experience. It's all about you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, like an artist, it's up to the artist. If like, are you willing to invest this much into yourself?
Because
Yeah.
it is an
Nah.
investment at the end of
It's
the
an
day.
investment because it's like, you know, you go to McDonald's and you pay what $2 for whatever, but then you go to like let's say some steakhouse or something, like you're paying $50 because you're about to get a fat ass juicy steak.
Yeah.
It's all about like that mindset of like it's an investment.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. So it's expensive in Chicago like it is LA.
I think that LA is a lot more expensive though.
LA
I
is
think.
dumb. It's dumb.
It's hard.
Some of the artists he's like told me he's worked with and what they paid, I'm just like, damn, their labels got their back because
Yeah, dude.
there's no way.
And Quincy got the audacity to honestly.
No, I do be blue. I'm like, I don't think you guys realize how cheap I am compared to. Because I've had times where they're like, do you think LP would do this? I was like, you can't afford me. You definitely can't afford LP.
Yeah, I'm like, because I remember you just said like 50 an hour. Like, bro, people would be like if you said 50 an hour here, so many people would be like, okay, yeah, bet, like no hesitation, like let's do it, because you can't find 50 an hour here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I be knowing I'm blessing them, but I'm
You
gonna
blessing them.
I'm gonna let them keep blocking
Jane
their
blessing, that's good vibes right there. That's good vibes, bro.
When you're shooting, like, what's your preferred style? I know you spoke about music videos, but with music videos, kind of with the game changing from the mid to long form to the short form, how have you kind of adjusted with that?
Dude, that's an interesting question, because like I started out doing everything horizontal, and then like as it was turning into vertical content, I was like, man, like I can always do like music video, but what do the people need? Like, what do people need? And it's like they don't need, like, yeah, they need music videos, but right now vertical content is what people need.
Right.
So I kind of had to start adjusting how I would be like, how do I take my creativity in videos, music videos, and apply it to vertical content? So it was just like, and I'm still figuring it out, to this day. But like, it's really, I find my style. I'm like, okay, I want to like make a creative, cool vertical reel. you know?
That's what's up.
I know.
I don't know if I just answered your question or not.
No, you did.
You did.
You kind of just tell me like it's a tough adjustment in the
It's
sense.
a tough
of-
adjustment.
Yeah, because so when I was trying to learn the camera and stuff like that, I was told to still shoot it horizontally. Do you actually turn it and shoot it vertically?
Yeah, I turn it. Yeah.
Really?
I turn it.
Interesting.
It's just like, okay, yeah, you can do it horizontally, but you got to step back so far.
Word. Okay.
Bro, I'm not trying to step like 50 yards from you. You know what I'm saying?
Can you
bro?
change it in the edit, or like is there a way to do that?
Yeah, you can change it in the edit. You just gotta. It's like you just gotta flip it.
It's a little bit more
You
work.
just flip it, but basically it's like you imagine like this right now is horizontal, right?
Right.
And then imagine editing, you just rotated it like this. That's all it is. Because when you're shooting it vertical, you're just shooting it sideways, and then you just.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's
So-
director talk. I don't know.
Yeah, he said, I don't know.
I was trying to
It's like,
get it.
hell no, I ain't gonna rotate
I don't.
So do you
lost me.
so do you also view reels as like a mini music video? Have you taken that
Yes,
approach
yeah,
to shooting them?
Yeah, I have like a lot of content with Lil Zib. He's someone I've been working a lot with. But yeah, he's mainly the one I worked with. There's another one, but so much is going on, right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're busy. I know.
Yeah.
I booked you last minute as fuck for something, and you were like, "Bro, I don't know."
Yeah, and I was so like, I was like, damn, I don't know, but
Booked and busy. That's good.
Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah,
I ain't mad at it at all. But my ego was like, "Come on, LP, I always get you right." And then I ain't gonna lie, my ego was like, "Bro, I always look out for you. You can't." And then it was like,
Do it for the team. Do it for the team.
Yeah. I mean, the money was good, but I was like, my ego was just like, "Come on, LP, I always look out. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of you."
Yeah.
Woo, woo. But then at the same time, like, nah, his shit going crazy right now, bro.
Yeah.
Chill out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so I appreciate your patience with understanding that as well. Because I felt like I had to explain myself a little bit. I was like, hey, my bad, bro. I know
Yeah.
you over there cooking. My bad.
Nah, it's not even that, bro. It's like, you know, a lot of the people that I started off with is like I'm very how I say this, like I want to be there for those people.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's like even the people even though all my producer homies that like, you know, I don't like see every day, bro, I'm still checking in. You know, I still check in on like some of them, like, hey, what's up, bro? How you been? And it's just like that whole thing is like I wouldn't be here if like you weren't there, you know.
Word.
So like obviously there are gonna be times where I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hope that you understand that. And I'm not just saying, I'm talking in general too.
Yeah.
But like, bro, it's like one of my priorities to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, bro, every time like Spookfest, October like 28th, 31st, like, bro, nothing. Like, bro, I'd make sure like I'm not getting like any job because I'm like, bro, I want to be there for James like every time. So,
Appreciate
like,
that. Yeah, they on my ass this year. I got to book a headliner, so
Yeah,
I got to
they
book a headliner.
definitely on your ass now, bro. You know?
But so with that, what does kind of success as a videographer look like to you? Like, what steps do you have to take to reach that?
What's the money looking like?
Damn, Marcus. But I think honestly, it's like success is to me is just like being able to like really be free in a way. Like I know that's really cliche, but kind of just like not having to like really listen to someone be like, get up now, do this now. If you don't do this, like your whole life is fucked. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I never saw that as like a life I wanted, you know, and I was like, there's gotta be some way, you know, to do it. And like honestly, success to me is just having that freedom of like waking up and like, you know, maybe I want to go on a walk today, or like maybe I want to go visit my family, or because bro, before I fucking like was like, oh guys, like is everyone free this weekend for like my brother's birthday? And then like my sister's like, oh, I'm here at the doing this, and then my other sister's like, oh, I'm over here doing that. And then I'm just like, damn, bro, like the family's kind of, you know, like, and I feel like everyone can relate to that in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And like, it's just like, damn, bro, like there's got to be a way that I can make it to every single one, you know?
Yeah.
And then like, you know, now I can, you know what I'm saying? So like, my dad's birthday's coming up, and I'm the first one like, oh yeah, I already got that shit booked off. Like no one's, you know, I'm not doing shit that day. I'm gonna be there, you know?
Yeah.
That's
So
fire.
like that's success to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be there for my family and friends, like whenever I want to.
I love that.
Word.
I love
Word.
that answer.
So I think that's really dope that you kind of have that freedom, because when you started, it wasn't exactly like that, was it?
No, it was not at all. It was really difficult in a way because it's like I saw the vision, you know, I saw the vision back then, and like no one else did. You know, I was surrounded by a bunch of people who didn't see like what I wanted to do, and I'm just
Preaching
like,
to the choir.
yeah, I was like, damn, bro. I was just like, my guys, I want to do this. I want to do this. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, don't you think you should go do this? Don't you think you should go do that? I'm just like, damn, bro. I was like, you know, and at a time I was working at Starbucks for a while.
Yeah.
I was working at Starbucks, bro. I missed the coffee, bro. I missed the free coffee. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that. But I was like working at Starbucks, and then I remember I was getting ready to move to the city, and like they were at Starbucks are okay, like, and I was already on like kind of the verge, because like every weekend I was driving out like an hour and a half coming to the city. You know, every weekend I was going. Then I started going like a couple days of the week and the weekend, so I was already like here a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to balance that and trying to balance, you know, the job, you know. And so it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. And then, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to move to the city and really get this going, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, like I'm going to get a transfer. I talked to my manager. My manager's like, yeah, we'll get you a transfer.
To a different Starbucks?
Yeah, to a different Starbucks in the city. And bro, something was off, and I like felt it, and I was like, okay, whatever. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I brush it off. And like a month went by. I'm like, hey, like, any update? Did you find a store yet for me? She's like, oh, we're about to find one. We're so close to finding one. But dude, I knew it. You know, I knew something in the back of my head was telling me that I'm gonna get, you know. So dude, I come out here, move all my shit, everything. I'm in the crib.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, wow, like I'm here. And then I literally get a call, and the manager's like, hey, like every store in your area is closed. Like, we can't get you a transfer. And bro, I'm just like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
I saved all my money up, did all this shit to move, and then like I just spent it all because I moved and I
Yeah.
had to buy a bunch of shit.
In
And-
Chicago.
Yeah, in Chicago. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I can't get a transfer? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, we can't get you. You know, so we can't get you a transfer in. And bro, I was tweaking out because I'm like, bro, I just moved here. I have to pay all these bills now. You know what I'm saying? I used to paying bills, right?
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, dude, I'm fucked. Like, I'm really
Yeah.
fucked. I was tweaking.
Mm.
And then like my girl was like talking to me. She's like, oh, why don't you just? It's like, why don't you just go full time with your job, with your LP shit? And I was like, oh, but like this, and that. And then she's like, oh, but like, it's like, really? Because I mean, you're making a little bit of money off of it, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
Shout out to his lady. So
Shout
now
out
you're
to
doing
him.
it full time.
So now I'm doing it completely full time.
Yeah.
Like,
Book LP.
but
We
book
heard it
LP.
here.
But yeah, I was just like, after that like moment, it was kind of I think it was like the push I really needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed to get fucked over to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like, yeah, another thing, like, people probably go through that all the time, and it's like, it's one of those things, like, when your back's up against the wall, like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna fold, or are you gonna
Push forward.
Yeah.
push forward?
Yeah.
And so like, I'm thankful for that. I had a couple rocky months where it was like really scary,
Yeah.
but then, bro, here we are. It's a kickback, you know.
Yeah. Word.
It's
It's
Kicking
a
it.
kickback, bro.
Kicking
So-
it, man.
Before we wrap up, what is some of the advice that you would give our listeners who may want to enter the field or just to follow their own dreams? What would you say to them?
Honestly, my best advice is take the chance on yourself.
Word.
Take the chance on yourself, because unfortunately, as much as you want it, no one will. No
Yeah.
one will. And it's like, you have to take that chance.
Yeah.
And like, it is the hardest decision you'll ever make. Ever. Maybe not ever.
No, it's a tough.
It's a really
a
hard
tough
one.
one. It's a tough one.
It's hard
It's
because
tough.
it's gonna be you solo for a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you
So-
could have went and found another job instead of locking in on yourself.
Exactly.
Shout out to the lady for giving you that
Shout,
push.
shout her out, bro. Yeah, thank you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, it's really about, you have to like take that leap, or else you won't ever be what you want to be.
Yeah, word. All right, well, thank you for kicking it with us, man.
Hey,
making
appreciate
this
you, bro.
space and
Appreciate
having
you.
us out.
My boy.
The love is appreciated.
boy.
But yeah, man, appreciate you. So just let us know if they are interested in booking to you. I'm gonna include everything in the description of this, but just shout your shit out, talk your shit real quick.
Okay,
Club.
bet. So Planet LP is my Instagram. You can find me there. I have an LP coverage page with a
Ooh.
lot of social media content for businesses,
Word.
artists, and just like local creatives as well.
Fire.
And that's basically what I'm doing now. I have an LP media website. You can go on there, check it out. Also, you gotta check out these guys too.
Word.
Shout out to NFO, Cypher, or well, just NFO in general. Just
Yeah,
Shout out to
shows
them.
here at the studio.
facts.
But bro, that's all. And then also, Good Vibes right here. Never forget my boy Good Vibes. Stay tapping in with this dude. But that's all. That's all the plugs I gotta plug.
Yeah.
Word.
Thank you for your time, man. With that said, I'm James,
I'm Marcellus.
and this was the Kickback.
Peace.